everyone. Today we're going to be talking about Prey, that released in 2017. Two very mixed review scores. A game that I consider to be one of the most underappreciated, underrated, and overlooked games of not only 2017, but of all time. And I think it is what anyone should look to when making an immersive sim. I think it is the defining definition of that genre name, and it's taken so much inspiration from all the greats like BioShock, Deus Ex, Dishonored, Arx Fatalis, System Shock, etc. And I think it genuinely is too complex, too perfect in what it's trying to do for its own good. Like, it's a game that most people jumped into, and it seems so simplistic and so simple, like, on the surface, but as you get deeper, it's so much more and more and more complex as you get in. It's truly a special game. You find out that truly the game is mainly about morality and how morality affects, you know, how your morality affects the way people view you or others, as well as just kind of choice and consequence is a pretty big thing, and that it's such a super systemic game. Almost everything has some form of consequence. Like, I'm just talking in the environment, in the story, in the characters and dialogue. The amount of freedom given to you to do different things. It's extremely system driven, you know. I mean, you throw like a Typhon lure and you bring in a group of enemies, then throw in a recycler charge, and then they all get turned into materials. Everything's pretty grounded within the world that it takes place in. And it's an extremely beautiful looking game. It actually runs on the CryEngine versus the Void engine that they made Dishonored on, and it looks really good. And I think, let's see, it runs on the CryEngine, and it's very Art Deco like BioShock. Heavy inspiration from BioShock for sure. The animations are so good. The skill trees, the voice acting, the audio logs, the detail in the environments, the enemies. It's honestly perfect. In so many ways. You know, nothing is completely perfect, obviously, but for me, it is pretty close to a perfect game. And I think it gets everything that it's trying to do right. And I think the reason it didn't do so well was mainly due to the way it was marketed as more of a horror shooter kind of game. And, well, yes, it is a shooter, technically, and it does have horror elements. But it's more like a giant space dungeon that you can explore freely, that does have some load screens in between. Your guns are like several other weapons in the game that are used more like tools to get out of scenarios or to kill enemies, more so than just like, you know, the gameplay wasn't meant to be like a Doom-style shooter or something like that, ultra-polished, you know. But I think it's a game that you really need to play, especially if you have Game Pass, or if you can catch it on a sale. You can grab it for like $5-10 anywhere. So please go play it and check out this extremely underappreciated game.